Man, Spurs Thunder, what an absolute show we just got for an NBA Cup game. Crazy to see the Thunder go down. They're not invincible like we all thought they were. However, 2 losses on the year is absolutely crazy. Now, this was just a complete, bloodbath of a game, playoff atmosphere type of game. It was awesome from, beginning to end. Coolest part about this matchup is that these teams almost play identical sometimes, right? They pride themselves on the defensive end, and their defense leads to offense, leads to transition opportunities for them, and just a super fast-paced game, back and forth. You got SGA pushing pace, J-Dub, and then on the other end, guys like Devin Vassell, De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, all getting downhill, all attacking the basket, getting the free throw line. Just overall, just an amazing, amazing game. And we just got one of the coolest Wemby performances. Now, obviously on the stat sheet, it's not really going to show you the full picture. 21 minutes. But in that 21 minutes, he was a plus 21, right? 22 points, 2 assists, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks, a steal. And again, that stat line doesn't even do him justice, just how impactful he was from the moment that he was out there. The Spurs are so much better with Wemby, obviously, right? But man, Luke Cornett is a saving grace for this team. Just the flexibility of lineups that they're able to provide, the Twin Towers type of feel from a rebounding perspective that they're able to have. They can throw both of them out there. He can relieve Wemby in the minutes where he's on the bench to give at least a similar look defensively. I thought he was great on the boards tonight. He ended up with 8, 2 points, 1 assist, minus 15. So like scoreboard wise, not his best performance, but I just thought eye test wise, he was a very critical part of this win for sure. And Devin Vassell was fantastic for the Spurs tonight. I thought he hit big time shots, timely shots. I thought he was flowing in that offense too. A lot of catch and shoot opportunities, and I think he is a key player for big time games like this for them to. Shout out Stephon Castle as well. I thought at times he looked like their best player tonight, bringing up the ball, really commanding that offense. Thought he was, mature, got downhill like I was mentioning before, just super well. And same with De'Aaron Fox too, just a fantastic Foxy game. Ended up with 22, 4, 2 rebounds. And then on the Thunder side of things, they did a lot right. Right, they were right in this game. This was just down to the wire type of game. They got their best from the Spurs, and it was still a 2-point game. Right, I thought Alex Caruso played maybe some of the best ball I've seen all year. Fighting, competing on a guy who has a foot on him is crazy. Active hands, getting so many tip. He studies where Wemby puts the ball in certain situations. When he's driving, he likes to put the ball right in front of his face like this, but it's still 8 feet in the air, and that's his time to attack the ball, tip the ball right. Lou Dort had a big block to end the game. I thought Shea played phenomenal towards the end of the game as well. Just commanded his team, big time shots, was poised. It just didn't go his way, and for this to be your second loss of the year, for this to be a playoff atmosphere type of, game, and it's this close, and it was so back and forth the way it was. I really hope we get to see these guys in the playoffs together. These 2 matchups would be crazy healthy. You saw it tonight, just how good it could be for a 7-game series, right? But yeah, man, these are 2 teams just absolutely paving the blueprint for young up and coming teams, right? A guy like Alex Caruso is pretty hard to find in this league, right? The dirty work guy, mature veteran guy who's not afraid to take a back seat and kind of bring on a new role. And I just think there's some young teams out there like the Pistons, like the Spurs, that could use a guy of that same mold of Alex Caruso, and it just goes to show how important guys like that are on your roster. That's all for this game. Just short and sweet, energetic game. And obviously the Spurs are going to take on the Knicks, who ended up winning against the Orlando Magic earlier tonight in the earlier slate of games. Shout out the Magic. They have been playing way better than they did to start the season, even with their Franz injury. You got guys stepping up now like Anthony Black. Hollow's been really good. Jace Richardson minutes have looked pretty decent. Jalen Suggs has been pretty good. Really good game tonight. Desmond Bane has really figured it out the last couple of weeks as well. So I like this team moving forward. Tough loss tonight against the Knicks, who played phenomenal. Jalen Brunson had a 40 ball. Cat has been phenomenal for this team. Mikal Bridges have been phenomenal. Josh Hart has been like the complete glue guy for this team the last couple weeks that I've watched them for real. Just doing every dirty work guy. Again, what I'm just saying with Alex Caruso, right? Every team needs a guy like a Josh Hart, like an Alex Caruso. They get it done, man. Like they're not afraid and make impactful winning plays, and they've both done that. OG played really great tonight as well. We kind of saw an interesting thing tonight too with the Knicks, where they kind of reverted back to that old Tom Thibodeau, rotation. All their guys, all their starters kind of played 40 minutes tonight. And it's pretty cool because that was one of my biggest questions with Mike Brown in a situation like this. But also just know through the regular season, through that wear and tear, that they have the opportunity and the ability to, run their full depth within their bench. And I thought Mike Brown obviously answered that question tonight, where he's not afraid to, pull a little bit from last season's team, years prior's team, and just run their guys in the ground. And it definitely worked tonight. The only little thing that scares me about this team is that the bench hasn't been as good as, maybe I had thought or people had thought. Mitchell Robinson hasn't been as, good or impactful as I kind of had hoped for this team. Same with Jordan Clarkson. Yeah, Buscelli hasn't really been that great. Honestly, your best off the bench guy right now has been kind of Tyler Kolek, which is, interesting to say the least. So, but yeah, going to be a super fun, NBA Cup Finals matchup. Knicks versus Spurs. We'll see what happens on Tuesday. So if y'all enjoyed, let me know, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.